Welcome back to the Canadian Citizens Journal. Today we are looking at Chapter 23 of the Constitutional Manual. This chapter is about banking and insolvency, or in plain English, who controls the money and what happens when it runs out. The writers of the 1867 Act wanted a single, stable financial system. They didn't want each province printing its own money or having its own banking rules. That is why Section 91 gives the federal government exclusive power over currency and coinage and banking. Hogg explains that this power is very broad. It covers everything from how a bank is created to how it must behave. This is why our big banks are federally regulated. Even if a bank only has branches in one province, it still follows Ottawa's rules. The second half of this chapter is about insolvency and bankruptcy. If you or a business can no longer pay your debts, you enter a legal process that is governed by federal law. The goal is to make sure that creditors are treated fairly and that people can eventually get a fresh start. Hogg points out a very important overlap here. While the federal government controls banking, the provinces control property and civil rights. This means that while Ottawa regulates the bank, the province regulates the contract you sign for a car loan or a payday loan from a non-bank lender. In 2026, we are seeing a lot of friction in this area. With the rise of digital fintech apps and new types of lending, there is a constant debate over whether these new companies are banks, which Ottawa controls, or just credit businesses, which the provinces control. Understanding Chapter 23 helps us see that the federal government is the ultimate architect of our debt system. They control the interest rates through the Bank of Canada, and they set the rules for when the debt becomes too much to handle. Next time, we are moving into Chapter 24 to look at marriage and divorce. This is one of the most personal areas where the federal government and the provinces have to share power. Until then, keep looking at the evidence. This is the Canadian Citizens Journal.